Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Power Rangers review. Today we have the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin, Lord Zedd. That is right, Hasbro's new collector's line is upon us. Now, I luckily got Lord Zedd from Amazon shipping my pre-order a couple weeks early. The rest of the figures of the first wave, which is Dino Charge Red, SPD Shadow Ranger, and the Mighty Morphin White Ranger, which I have all pre-ordered, still say May 3rd for delivery, but Lord Zedd just popped out of nowhere and said, hey, I'm showing up Tuesday. Hope your wallet's ready. And it was. So here it is. This, I want to do the first packaging shot because this is our very first Lightning Collection figure. Now, Lightning Collection, for those who don't know, are 1999 action figures that feature characters from the Power Rangers history and are all-encompassing of all seasons, and there is no specific pattern or there's no Build-A-Figure. It is, they're making what they're making in the order they are making, and I'm very excited at what they're making. Lord Zedd here is packed 1 per case. Yes, it's a wave of 4, a case of 8. Mighty Morphin White is packed 3 per case, so Zedd is only 1 per case, which I think is a mistake. I think he should have been 2. So if you see Lord Zedd with the others, absolutely pick him up first if you want him, because he is going to be probably the hot figure of the wave. Now, the packaging art here is done by a wonderful artist who has a Twitter page, and this is, new packaging art, and I love it a lot. We got the Mighty Morphin logo on the side here, so if you have like several of these boxes lined up, which I'm probably going to keep these, it looks super nice. On this side, you got another kind of different angle of the shot, so you can I think you can line up a lot of these boxes, and they're going to look really nice. The packaging's nice and slim. It's about the size, I'd say, of a Star Wars Black Series box, for those that know those sizes. A nice shot of Zedd on the back. This is the CG render, which works. I think it's kind of nice, actually, now thinking about it. Much like the Star Wars Black Series, where you just kind of have an image of the character and like a quote. This is just an image of the figure. It's not cross-sells and anything like that, so it kind of gives them the option, they can just throw Zedd out in whatever wave. Unlike Marvel Legends, where they have to kind of confer to that. So also we got a hanger on the top for pegs, but he's looking super nice. Without further ado, let's just crack right into this and get Lord Zedd open. So here is Lord Zedd himself. Now, let's talk about toys. So this is my first experience with a Hasbro Lightning Collection figure in hand. I was at Power Morphicon for the reveal of this line with the White Ranger, but I gotta say, I'm impressed. I was expecting, okay, we got the prototype pictures and all that looked really good, but this turned out really nice. Now, what do I mean by nice? Well, first up, you got details. Because we don't have a lot of Lord Zedd figures in the high-end market, simply because, he's an American exclusive character, so we never had any Sentai stuff, you ever notice, there's texture on his helmet and around his jaw that I don't think I've ever seen on a Zedd figure before. So that's kind of amazing. They got the brain detail, of course, the red visor. The visor kind of reminds me, the paint is similar to Blaze on the basic line. But you got the chest here, and you got all the tubing. Talking about tubing, it's all loose and very easy to get around. It's, it holds in place. It's attached here and here, here and here, runs through the chest, comes down to the leg. The ones on the legs are attached via removable knee pads, so you don't have to worry about bending the joint too far and popping it out, which is pretty good. I do appreciate that a lot. Parts that move away are a really good thing, and then you also have these are kind of squishy down here for the feet. So there's a lot of this is soft plastic, these are soft plastic, but overall he feels really sturdy. Now, in terms of paint detail, of course, everything on the back, pretty much every detail for Zedd is here. It's all sculpted in. He's a nice dark red, which matches the show suit very well. There's a weathering effect going on here. As you can see, between the muscles are some black shading, which is impressive. Hands, of course, have the silver on them. The only thing is the fingertips aren't painted. That is the one detail missing that I could find after comparing him to the in-show suit and everything. The fingers aren't painted, and that's, I think, only reason why is because you get 4 hands in total, so they probably were like, oh, we can't paint him on some and not the others, and that may have just thrown the budget out of whack. Especially since this guy is a 100% new tooled figure. Right out of the gate, we have a 100% new tool, which is pretty amazing, considering that it's a first wave of the line. Now tubing for stability. You know, a lot of people have asked, all right, well, how long is this going to hold up? Is it going to break and rot over time? Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because, you know, the figure's so new. But so far I've had, here is Val from Solo, Star Wars story. This is Star Wars Black Series Val. She has a similar tubing system, but they're a lot more rigid here and here. But she has these on her elbows, and these have not had any signs of wear yet. And the Zedd ones are much more malleable than Val's. So after 3 months, she hasn't had any issues. So hopefully for the future, Zedd won't either. It's just one of those things that it may have an issue later, but for now, I would say it's pretty sturdy. So let's talk about that articulation. So first up, focused on the head, he's got a forward and back neck joint, and then a ball jointed head. This means he can actually tilt his head left and right pretty good, and he can tilt up fairly well as well. So you get kind of like the maniacal laughter look to him. The shoulders move up and down, they move forward and back, and they have a butterfly hinge. A butterfly hinge is something where you can move the arm backwards or forwards. This is something I think that's in like all Legacy figures, or Lightning Collection figures, sorry. Slip of the tongue. Double joint elbow works pretty well. The wrist pivots inward and outward, rotates. The ball joint here in the torso is actually a full ball joint. It goes all the way back, go all the way forward. The tubes don't really hinder it at all. And then he also has an ab crunch that's a lower ab crunch. This system's similar to the DC Icons line, and it works pretty well because this allows you to get like additional posing. It's kind of hard to really demonstrate with Zedd just because he's not a very dynamic posed character, but the Rangers have this system too, and that is looking pretty awesome. So we'll look at that further when we get to the Rangers. Hip joints move like this. You also have a rotation at the thigh. It's very tight on here, but you can see that this part is molded separately, so it goes around. And then you also have the knee joint, which again, it's a double joint. It's very strained when you go full double, but you let the tension out with that, so that's an option. Again, Zedd not super dynamic poser here. He does have side-to-side ankle and then a forward and back. It's really tight, so I'm not really going to mess with it too much. But as long as you get the side-to-side, we're good. So that's pretty much Zedd's articulation. Now let's talk about accessories, because, well, he's a $20 figure. So what does he come with? Well, first up, you got standard accessory, which is the Z-Staff. This is his famous staff from the series. I kind of wish it was in the same metallic silver that's on his body, but I understand it's a budgeting thing, probably. So this would have been a lot of silver paint. It's hard to focus on because it's just a thin gray. It's a nice color plastic, at least. We also get the bomb that he uses to grow monsters in Season 2, which is pretty cool. This could also go with, you know, maybe some Monsters of the Week that we get later on. But it doesn't come apart. It's just one solid piece, but it's nice silver paint. You also get two hands, this one being a wider grip for the staff, and then a fist, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, a lightning effect. The Lightning Collection may be called the Lightning Collection because everyone comes with a lightning effect. Okay, maybe not everyone comes with a lightning effect per se, but he does come with, you know, lightning. White Ranger has like a weird blast effect, but then Dino Charge and SPD I think have lightning as well. So you can kind of see how it just kind of grabs around the edge of the staff, so you can get kind of that lightning action. If you really want your Zedd to be super disco, you can just put it around his head and be like, yo, look at my hair. And you can put it around his arm if you want him like firing lightning from his hand. This is getting dumb. The point is, you get an effect piece. It's pretty cool. It's a nice soft plastic, so you can do whatever you'd like with it. So getting the staff in his hand, not too difficult. This hand kind of holds this part better. But if we come here and pull the hand out, which, I mean, it's a little tight, but just be careful. Be delicate with your collector's action figure. You can get this hand. Now, this hand also can just be like maniacal laughing hand, but you can also get it to grip the wider part of the staff more, like that, which works pretty well in addition. And then this hand is the one to hold the bomb specifically. You can kind of get it. You can kind of get it grip like that, so he's got like a really good grip on it. But you can also adjust it if you want to have him like that, and it's not going to fall out like that. It's a tight grip. That's pretty cool. Like I said, you also have the fist, but this kind of works out. You can have him hold staff twice in two positions, maybe with the tighter grip. Let's do the tighter grip one. See, experimentation with posing is fun, guys. Oh, it looks like a little arm part comes off as well, so if the tension on that's too tight, it'll probably auto pop just like the legs do. And boom, there's Zedd, ready to fight some Rangers like he only did a couple times in the show. So that overall is everything for Lord Zedd on his own. Absolutely fantastic. Again, I think the only real complaints I have would be lack of paint on the nails, which again, I know it's a budget thing. But overall, like, I really have nothing bad to say about this figure, and I can highly recommend it. Now, of course, this being the first Lightning Collection figure we're reviewing on the channel, I need to do a size comparison, as I know several of you are very curious of what is the actual size of this figure in relation to others. Alright, so here is Lord Zedd, and let's compare him to other collector's lines on the market. First up, this one's not so much on the market anymore, but let's get the obvious comparison out of the way, the Power Rangers Legacy Collection. Here's Lord Draken. As you can see, Lord Draken here is towering over Zedd, so you're going to have kind of an interference, I think, with scale, because Zedd's supposed to be bigger than the Rangers. And to that extent, while he is bigger than the Rangers, I don't think he is this significantly bigger than SH Figuarts, so he's not really going to fit in either of these collections, which is unfortunate. You can't, sometimes you can augment other toy lines together. This is not the case. He's going to be way too big for Figuarts. He's going to be too small for Lightning Legacy. So Lightning Collections, that is kind of just for the Lightning Collection, and that's kind of where step one is. But moving to some other lines, which we can compare to at a similar price point. Here we have Mattel's DC Multiverse with their currently new body. Here's Batman Beyond. And let's also bring in the Marvel Legends Cyclops on the Bucky Cap body, which is the standard size Marvel Legends body. So for other Hasbro and Mattel lines, he fits perfectly. Like, he is definitely in this Hasbro 6-inch scale. Especially, compare it to the DC Multiverse, this Batman Beyond is supposed to be a shorter figure. So he, maybe not so much multiverse. That being said, there are a couple other lines here. Let's remove Batman out of the way and replace him with a Green Lantern. This would be the DC Icons Green Lantern. Now, from a friend of mine, Project RDM, he showed me a picture because he got the Shadow Ranger recently, and he put Shadow Ranger next to DC Icons, and they were about the same height. So what you're looking at is Zedd is still going to be bigger than the Rangers, which is good. And we'll replace Cyclops here with another Hasbro line. It's quite popular, Star Wars The Black Series. So you can kind of see Zedd is a bit of a taller, chunkier figure than most. And the last comparison, which I think is one that a lot of people are really wanting to see, which is why I saved it for last, that would be to Hasbro's Beast Morphers Basic figures. So you can see here, the Beast Morphers Basic Cybervillain Blaze is a bit shorter than Zedd, and I'm not really sure what size the Beast Morphers figures will be in comparison to the Rangers, but it kind of works out a little bit. Zedd looks a lot bigger, definitely, but you might be able to fudge Basic with Lightning in terms of scale, maybe some display stuff, but in terms of quality, the Lightning Collection takes the cake. So that does this review of Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Lord Zedd. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, get out there, find the figure. The figures are currently street dated for either April 22nd according to the Target website, April 22nd at Hasbro Pulse, or May 1st according to Amazon and Target in-store, as well as EB Games Canada. So your mileage may vary. They have started popping up in some stores, but most people have not been able to buy it because of the street date. So keep an eye out. I got my Lord Zedd from Amazon. Like I said, they shipped them to me early, which was a nice surprise, and I might get the other three early. We'll see. If not, I'll probably get them from Hasbro Pulse if they for their April 22nd release date, as that's coming up next week, and I would really like to get them as soon as possible. So that does it for this review. Be sure to check out Hero Club at hero-club.com for all your Power Rangers news and more. And also be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Soundout12. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.